I had not even been there a whole month and somebody was confronting me about their boyfriend because they feel like their boyfriend is interested. Brianacarly. Hey everybody, it's Bree and I am back with another video. If you're new here, thank you for stopping by and I hope you stick around and subscribe. And if you're returning, welcome back. We just getting more and more locked in by the day. If you notice this sweater and some other videos, I'm bulk recording because I had the energy today. I had time today. So I am back with another story time. And since I was on the topic of like the workplace drama at my old job, I was like, I might as well do this story time too. So this took place at the same job, but this was the very beginning. This was when I first started the job. So I had just got this job and it was my first big girl job. Like, I was super excited. You got to think about the times. Like, this was like 2015 and I was excited to be getting $12.50. Like, what? And I was also still in school full time. So for me to take on that and work, it was like, oh, I'm doing the things. So, you know, when you get a job, you're excited. You're really not trying to mingle with folks. You just trying to get a check, trying to get to the bag, trying to chase the bag, right? So boom, I was assigned to a person that was training me and I was told what my area was going to be in, because when she went to a earlier shift in the day, I was going to be her replacement on the night shift, which was 2 to 10:30. Mind you, like I say, I started this job with the mindset of I'm going to do my best. You know how your parents always instill in you, oh, don't go there, you're not going there to make friends, you're going there to make your money, do what you got to do and go home. So that's literally the mindset I went with my big girl job, because I don't even think I was 21 yet. I don't know. How old was I don't know, but young. So there were a couple of people in my department. We were like a little area because we dealt with like international shipments, so we were like a smaller department than the domestic. And so there was a handful of us, but I would just say, like, at that time it was probably only one black guy, and so he worked in that area. He worked in my department. So he also had a girlfriend that worked there, and she was on the next department over, and she would watch him like a hawk. When I tell you, was making sure he was not talking to any women or looking at anybody anyway or whatever. So you can already tell where this is going to go, right? So I'm being trained by a specific person who is designated to train me because I'm going to be her replacement. And I guess periodically he would try to say little things or whatever, but not like nothing out of the way, but just like try to help and assist too. And that, I guess that like set his girlfriend off or whatever. And me, if anybody knows me, I kind of like, especially at that time, like I had like an awkward little personality, especially if I don't know you. I don't give off any flirtatious energy, nothing. Like, I'm just like, woo. So I don't give off any of that type of energy, and I'm definitely not here to meet a man at work. What they say, you don't shit where you work. But that's another story for another time, because I eventually, a couple of years later, met my baby daddy at that work. Like, bleh. I'm just playing. So he would write stuff like leave little notes on my like notepad or some little random stuff. Like, I think he said something about calling me big head or whatever. Okay, that's fine. Boom. I don't even want to make a friend out of you. Like, don't say too much to me if you got somebody who is there that will like make a hostile work environment. Nobody's coming here for that. And so while I'm new, like I tell you, I haven't even completed my first month. Like, day after day I'm going there, and I used to go to work after class, and I used to sometimes be dressed up for class or whatever. So me getting out of school at like 1:15 and I had to work at 2 o'clock. So that meant like the moment I was done with class, I was going straight to work. So I would be made up. I would have little clothes on or whatever from class, because I didn't really, I'm an anxious person, so I'm going straight to work. I ain't have time to go try to change. As long as I had on jeans and a t-shirt or whatever, I'm going like that, just put on my steel toes. Come to find out, his girlfriend is always the one like, why she dressed like she going out, who she thinks she is. And I'm literally here minding my business, timid, because I'm still here learning my job, right? And there's this person, this woman, who already has an ick for me. And what is it? Because because there's another cute girl that started to work here. And so we're just gonna put that to the side, right? So every day I'm around this guy because he's in the workstation, and I'm the type, I'm gonna avoid you. If I know you got a girlfriend and she crazy, I'm not trying to lose no money. I'm not trying to get in any type of trouble. I don't want you. And then, like, the city girl mindset I had back then, I don't want no working the same job as me. I was pushing on about my business. So y'all remember I said he would mess with my little knickknacks on the desk, write a note on my notepad saying like big head or whatever. So one time I did it back. I was just messing with his belongings because he was always messing with mine. That's where I went wrong. But we here now. I honestly don't know how his girlfriend saw that, but I guess that like really sent her over the edge, right? So I didn't think none of it because like I'm talking to whoever I talk to, wherever I'm coming from, you get what I'm saying? And I'm just at work. I'm literally here mingling like to learn my job. And so one day his girlfriend, she says she wants to talk to me. And she kind of tells me to meet her by these one skid or whatever. She wanted to talk to me and ask me some questions or whatever. And then so she asked me about writing the note that said big head on his stuff. And I said, yeah, I did that because he's always messing with my belongings or whatever. Then she's like, oh, she's like, well, did you notice I hadn't been talking to you really? So I'm sitting here editing this video and I wanted to add a clip. So basically she was on some passive aggressive type of stuff. But you're doing that with a stranger. So like, I don't know you from a can of paint. So I don't know when you're being like distant and dismissive of me at all because I'm not checking for you. So I just thought that was crazy that like you are already being passive aggressive with a random woman from work. In my head, I'm like, I don't know you from a can of paint. I don't care. And what the? So I'm like, no. Another thought bubble, like, how would I notice that you're not talking to me and you don't work in my work department and I have no reason to encounter you? I wish I didn't have to encounter your boyfriend. Like, so she goes on to give me this whole spiel. When I tell you I don't even remember, but it was basically, I guess, that talk. It wasn't like she'll whoop my ass or anything like that, but it was just one of those talks. I guess she trying to establish that, like, yeah, that's my boyfriend, yada, yada, yada. Basically hoping that she's dealing with a person who will leave her boyfriend alone because he's her boyfriend. And when like I said in my last video, if somebody says anything about their guy to me, I will try to not even say nothing because I don't need those kind of problems. Like I said, the mindset I had, I don't even want a guy who's working the same exact job I got. And he's older than me. Like I said, I came there, I was like 20, not even 21 yet. So what? Make it make sense. So the girl who's training me, when I get back to my workstation, she's like, what does she want? What does she want? Like, she's been saying she wanted to talk to you. And I told her everything. Like, yeah, she wanted to ask me about her boyfriend. She wanted to see if we talked. And I was like, I've never said too much more than like 2 sentences to this man besides what's going on with work. And so the girl who's training me is like, that doesn't make any sense. So she's like, that's absolutely ridiculous to be that jealous and insecure of a straight stranger who just started working here. And I'm just like, oh, because I'm never the type who wants to say like people are jealous of me or whatever, or I intimidate people. I've just never been that type. Like, I be trying to be humble. And so I'm just like, yeah, that's crazy.
A few moments later.
That day on my lunch break, I called my mom. I'm like, Ma, I don't know what it is. I just came to work. I haven't even been here an entire month. And some woman is confronting me about her boyfriend that I've never gave any innuendo that I wanted to be bothered with or whatever. I said one thing to him because he said something to me, and like it's this whole ordeal. This lady just confronted me at work, and then I'm like, what if I was the type to like be like real ignorant and say something that she didn't like? Like, were you gonna attack me at work over your boyfriend? Like, what kind of mess is that? And I'm literally on the phone with my mom, like, I don't know what it is. I didn't do anything. I'm not trying to be bothered with anybody here at work. Like, that's crazy. And I know there are some people who will be like, well, you know what? You shouldn't have wrote on his stuff. Well, he shouldn't have wrote on mine. And you know what? If he know he have that type of girlfriend, he should have left my stuff alone. And then it had got to a point where, you know, like I said, a couple of days had passed and I wrote that note because he was messing with my knickknacks. But then I kind of got more comfortable because of how he was playing with the other women. But she wasn't intimidated by those interactions because I guess she felt like she looked better than them or something. But at the end of the day, he should not have been messing with any of my belongings. And then we wouldn't even be here. So, and like I said, I had not even been there a whole month and somebody was confronting me about their boyfriend because they feel like their boyfriend is interested. And that was crazy. So basically, after it was established that, like, yeah, no, not interested or whatever, like, she kind of toned down, but it was just always still this, like, she was just hawking over him when it came to him talking to other women or whatever. Like I said, I was never cool with him as long as they were in a relationship, and I'm still not cool, but, like, they ended up, you know, everybody, she added me on Facebook, Snapchat, he added me on Facebook, Snapchat, or whatever, and it was just like, huh? So it was like everybody had became friends, but it was just always still in the back of my head that, like, you didn't know me and you confronted me over this guy. Then she was also jealous of the friendship he had with one of the other co-workers there because she was a woman. And so she just hated that to its core. She did not like him being friends with that other woman at work. So she just always had a problem. So that attitude and bringing chaos of a relationship to work ultimately cost her job because something had happened a couple of years later after that incident. I'd been working there for a couple of years and she was fighting him in the parking lot. I don't know what had happened. They used to just cheat on each other, but yeah, she was fighting him in the parking lot of work, and so she got terminated, and then he ended up quitting. But yeah, so the relationship was a caca show from the beginning, and she was literally confronting anybody she thought her man wanted, and that eventually lost her that job. But that is the story time on how I was confronted about a man at my new workplace, and I had not even been working there for a whole month. Like, it was only a couple of weeks, and this person that came at me and had already been talking about me, just like who she thinks she is. And it's just like, you could really go into the world minding your business and somebody's going to have a problem with you. And it seems like it's almost inevitable. Like, you could literally go and mind your business and people going to find an ick with you. But that's another story time on how these workplaces, especially warehouse jobs, are messy. And bruh, like, if you're in a relationship with somebody you work with, you need to try to, like, separate the chaos that you have at home, because the moment you bring it to work, you ruining everybody's day, and you probably gonna lose your job if you bring that stuff and trying to turn up on somebody because of some relationship stuff. That's wild. So if you had similar experiences or crazy experiences in the warehouse, whatever type of job you have, let me know in the comments. How did you handle that? And don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and I will catch y'all in my next video.